Hey there, YouTubers. All right, so in this video, we're going to look at the MSI Mag B660M Mortar Wi-Fi D4 motherboard. Specifically, where do you go to see what CPUs are compatible and what RAM is compatible as well. We'll also look at the BIOS version and go through that and just be able to help you identify which BIOS you need. If you have bought this later on, whether it will be compatible or not, if you want to upgrade, or you may have to do a BIOS update. So first thing we're going to do, folks, search for this MSI Mag B660M Mortar. I spelled that wrong. Mortar Wi-Fi. There we go. And take this link. Now there's two places where it says support. You want this one, not the one above it. That'll take you somewhere else. Alright, first thing, let's look at BIOS, which is under drivers download BIOS. We're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the BIOS versions. This is V10 version 1.0. Basically you're looking at these last three characters. This is the original one, okay? So what you want to see through here is if any CPUs have been added since that original release, right? So you can see update this, update that. Here you go. So if you happen to buy a 12900 KS, you would need V13. All right. Now later on, you can see this. This is right around the corner, ready for next gen. So if you're looking at this for 13th gen, folks, potentially V17 is the one you need. Now, I say that. There may be other CPUs that come out. They may come out with different versions of the Pentium and the Celeron like they have in the past where this is applicable. But this may potentially be for 13th gen. All right, so now you understand this. Remember this, V13, V10 is the original, okay? So let us go over to compatibility right here, CPU. And you can see right at the top, here is that new CPU, the newest one. Version 13 is where it added compatibility, okay? That's how you read this chart. All the other ones, folks, if we looked at them, V10, there is a V12, which is interesting, and another V12. So most of the time you look at these, the original release covers everything, but I would say honestly that most likely these CPUs would work with the original release. However, as shown here, you would want to update it. So when you come back later and this says 13th gen on here, you will see some much higher version than what's in here. All right. Now memory, folks, if you're buying this motherboard, you want to make sure that you check that your RAM is compatible, or that you pick out some RAM that is compatible, right? So you can sort this by vendor, model. I don't know why DDR4 is sortable because that's all that this supports. Speed, supported speed, so this is overclock speed, chipset, voltage, yada, 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 and a size, right? So first thing you want to do, let's just sort this. I don't even know what brand that is. I'm trying to find a brand. But maybe you sort it by name, and then you come in here and eventually, when I recognize a brand I buy, or that I have on hand. Wow, they got some really lousy RAM in here. Where's the good stuff at, folks? There must be more pages. On page 20, we're still looking at T-Force. Wow. Maybe I should have clicked this to go the other way. So I would have never guessed this company had so much RAM. Okay. Here we go. Here's some other brand names. Kingston. All right. So let's say you have bought Kingston RAM and you have 3200 megahertz, and you would want to verify that part number, all right? But that's basically how you would do it if you went through the vendor. Obviously, you could have went by speed. And if it wasn't that Kingston, there's probably another one in here that's 3200 like that one. So just make sure, even though the first, if it says 3200 on the first one, that might not be the one that you actually have or are looking at. So you can see there are several variations of it and different sizes. There was a 4 gig and 8 gig in there. So, and let's see, is there any other Kingston 3200 makers? That looks like that. There's probably pages and pages, yeah. So just make sure you line all that up, and of course, if you know the part number or the model number, check that first. But hey, that's all you got to do, folks. Pretty simple. It does take a little bit of time, though, to find the RAM. CPU compatibility is really easy. And thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.